Welcome back to atCams, and today I have another great opportunity to show you what's going on with the auto industry. Since the coronavirus hit our shores in Italy and all over the globe, it's been very difficult and very laborious to get to a hold of a vehicle from any dealership or any viewer. So nowadays, car reviewers and everybody are trying to get to information from the auto industry from the news. So basically this atCams is going to start taking turns into a different area, more than likely like a podcast news for you guys to know what's going on. You know, there are other guys in the US who are trying to get to do some reviews still. They have the ability to do that since there are no money restrictions. But here in Italy, it's highly difficult for me to get to go to a dealership and pull a vehicle with all the restrictions that we have right now. So all that being said, I will try to talk to you guys every week, 2-3 times a week, on vehicles from the auto industry, like the news, everything that comes from Car and Driver, Motor Trend, or other websites from the internet. So let's just jump into it. So today I'm talking about the 2022 Golf R edition, all-wheel drive with 315 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque, and what is called the drift mode, which is a system that I think Volkswagen pulled it off from the Ford Focus RS playbook. What do you guys think? Let's jump into it. Oh, and on top of that, they are claiming that they're going to bring the Golf R with a manual transmission, which is great for us, the auto enthusiasts. So let's take a look on this. The Golf R is using a huge hint from Audi, the sister company, and the Audi designers. So if you take a look on this Golf R, you can see that the Golf R has a very slick design, very similar to what is the current model of the A3, which is not sold in the United States. If you guys remember, Audi had pulled all the hatchbacks from the United States until recently they brought the A6 RS, which is a very awesome vehicle. But now, I think that their strategy, since they know that the American market is not very hatchback driven, they are bringing the Golf R, which has been a huge success in the United States since its inception. So on this model, Volkswagen is claiming that this is going to be the most powerful version of the Golf Mark 8, which is going to be the Golf R, and it's also going to remain with the same system, the same equation, 2.0 turbocharged with 350 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. So it's supposed to land in the US in 2021, and right now people are waiting for hot hatches. Like in the US, we lost the Ford Focus ST, we lost the Ford Fiesta ST, and the Ford Focus RS. So if you think about it, right now, what do we have? The GTI, the Type R from Honda, the Honda Civic Type R, and if I'm not incorrect, the Hyundai, and that's it. That's about it. Like, and below $40,000 hatchbacks. So if you want to go to a really impressive and awesome hatchback, you have to go to the Audi RS6, which is over $100,000 and is not an option for the average customer, right? So this is your option right now, and from the GTI to the Golf R, there's a big price bump, but I think it's completely worth it, since this, to me, is very similar to what a Audi RS-ish version will be, but from Volkswagen. So this one is gonna come up with the upgraded all-wheel drive system that it has a torque differential, and that system is very good across brands. Like a lot of brands have different interpretations and different iterations of how the system will work, but guess what? Volkswagen owns Audi and is the sister company of Volkswagen, and they have the Quattro system. So don't feel like Audi is not taking care of their parent company. So right now, like we said, it's going to be a bump of 27 horsepower from the previous generation Golf R and up to 30 pound-feet of torque higher than the previous Mark 7 Golf R. And now this one is not just going to be only for the Europe market. This one's going to be for the American market. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures in a second. Volkswagen claims that this Golf R is going to make 0 to 60 in 4.7 seconds. And that's pretty impressive for a vehicle on this price and this size. And that you can carry 5 people inside of the vehicle. So this is something that we have to take in consideration when we are talking about cars that we can buy, and we are not sure if we want a sports car or we are not sure if we want a family car, but we can have a good compromise and have the two in one, and that's awesome to know. So if it's me, I'm a car enthusiast. I like sportiness. I like cars that drive fast. Right now, currently, I don't have a sports car anymore. I sold my G35 a couple months ago for a Prius. I will explain that to you guys later. Yes, just stop. Yeah, in the comments down below, you say it, what you need to say. I went from a car enthusiast to a car lover or an environment lover. Anyways, so if I get to buy a hatchback, I think I will go for the Golf R because this one comes with a dual clutch transmission, and the DSG system is a pretty decent automatic system. I have a friend in Germany, in Stuttgart, my friend Mike. Did you guys remember the gentleman who used to be with me on my videos from South Carolina? We both took jobs in Europe and now we're here. So I'm in Italy and he's in Germany. I was back in Germany before and he was here in Italy. So now we're just back and forth. Eventually we're going to get together and get to have a couple of videos again. But again, let's go back to the Golf R. So this one is going to have the new torque vectoring rear differential. So you will be able to deactivate the front axle and let the power go to the rear end. And this is what's going to cause or create the drift mode, which is very similar to the actual Ford Focus RS. And it was a hit for car enthusiasts. I don't think the Ford Focus RS sold a lot of units in the United States. And I don't think it's because it was a bad product. I think it was because people in the United States are not used to just the hatchbacks. You know, there's a stigma on hatchbacks in the United States. So the exterior and interior, I think, is very Audi-like. Right now, if you take a look on this interior right here with the minimalist design, it has very little buttons, physical buttons in the front end of the dash. It has the very small shift knob and the electronic parking button. Golf is trying to use the steering wheel with the physical buttons or for the physical buttons, and they're claiming that the R button, the special button to activate the race mode, is on the left side of the steering wheel, and we will get to see that in a second. So this Golf R is going to come fully loaded, and it's going to be under the $40,000 bracket. Let's take a look on the pictures that the Golf R that car and driver are showing from the Golf R. So let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. So if you look at the Golf R, the design is pretty slick. It's pretty sportish, and I like it. It's very similar to what we're used to from the Golf R, but at the same time, it's more Audi-like, and that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing at all. You can see the lines are more aggressive, like very much like the Audi, and it's going to be a good compromise in between the Golf and Volkswagen and Audi. Okay, so let's take a look right here. The front end, it carries on the actual huge aperture on the front end. That's always a signature design from the Golf GTI and the Golf Rs. It's that 2.0 engine. It gets really hot and pretty hot during high performance uses, and the Golf R needs that much airflow to keep it cool. Another thing that you guys can see on the Golf R is the huge departure from the 18 inches wheels to the 19 inches wheels nowadays. You know, cars and auto companies are coming with big displacement on their wheels. If you can tell right here on the caliper is a pretty big caliper, and I was listening to the rumors that these calipers are going to be 18 inches big. So they need a lot of stopping power for this powerful engine and the vehicle. This vehicle can drive pretty fast, so you guys will need those brakes. So it's going to be 2 centimeters lower than the regular Golf and the GTI. So basically, you will be able to have a more aggressive stance when you're driving on the road. On top of that, it has this side skirts that accentuates the lower body design. And if you see the side profile, you can see the small or big spoiler. It's not such a small spoiler. It looks very much like the Ford Focus RS, but less accentuated. Let's take a look at the next picture right here. So in the rear end area, we can tell that it has a sports exhaust from Akrapovic, and this is going to be an option that is going to come straight from factory from Volkswagen to the United States options. So a quad exhaust in the back, rear diffuser, very aggressive rear diffuser. But one thing I don't like much from the Golf R is the actual corporate design that Golf and Volkswagen had adopted. And is to basically, not just Volkswagen, pretty much a lot of car companies are using the same thing. They create this design and they just adapt it to all the vehicles across the line. And to me, this is not the best representation for it. They should not use that in this particular model because it doesn't look any different than the Tiguan. And the Tiguan is just a soccer mom vehicle. And at least for the United States, we don't get the Tiguan R, which in Europe is pretty looking car and vehicle, and it's a very nice looking design with all the options. I really would love to have a Tiguan R, but like the regular Tiguan is just not it. So let's take a look on the next pictures. Again, you can see the rear diffuser with a quad exhaust, Akrapovic, which is going to give a really good sound. Akrapovic is very famous for their early adoption from Audi to use their aftermarket exhaust for the Audi Sports RS models, and now is well known across Europe and across the world. Another picture out here. Again, the side, 3/4 side picture. They're claiming that they're going to use a new IQ laser light system for the headlamps. I don't know if that has been approved in the United States. For many years ago, when Audi came up with the first laser system in their headlamps, the United States was not taking it. They were not approving it, and Europe has been approved for years. And it's a very good system. Basically, what happens is when you're coming against another vehicle and come in traffic, the headlamps from your vehicle are going to adapt under the driver from the other vehicle coming to you. So it's not going to blind the other vehicle with the bright lights or any other type of light. So it actually adapts to the vehicle that is incoming. So, and it keeps on brighter on the right side of the vehicle and the left side of the vehicle. So it's a very nice system. So another thing, the design, I'm not a huge fan of that little lid on the corner. It looks like like they just forgot to cut it off. If it was me, or probably I would have gotten rid of this leftover part of it, but who cares, right? Who cares what I think? It can grow on me. It can grow on me soon. So let's see the next one. So again, we get to see a little bit of the interior, and we can tell that it doesn't have a lot of physical buttons, which for a lot of people is a bad thing, and for a lot of other people is a great thing. To me, it's a good compromise. I believe that it's going to be a touch screen, and it's a pretty big touch screen, and it has some physical buttons on the steering wheel and in the center console. Then down below, you can get to see the shift knob is an adaptation from what Porsche is using right now, which Porsche is also under the Volkswagen umbrella. And I don't know, I'd rather have a different design, maybe a push button design for the selection of the driving modes, like parking, reverse, or drive mode. It's just a taste for me, a taste option. So I don't know, I don't like it. It looks like somebody stick there like just a key fob on that corner. So they can do better than that. So again, let's get to see the cluster. And if you get to see the cluster right here, it looks like the electronic digital cluster that they're using on the Audi lineup. And I'm a huge fan. This is the future. Like the analog clusters are a thing of the past. People who love them, they love them. But right nowadays, we need to have the future right now, right here. And Volkswagen is making it mainstream for their top models. I don't believe that is going to come in the lower models anytime soon. We can wait for that in a couple of more years, 3 or 4 more years. That's how it trickles down. The technology gets cheaper and they need to sell vehicles. So let's see that. So the steering wheel looks very much like the older steering wheel, but redesigned on the 9 and 3 points of contact. And here you can observe right here is where the R button or race mode button is. I believe that on the right side is volume and changing the channels and mode stereo system controls. So it's very different. It's very clean. It's very nice. I like it pretty much. The seats, love the design of the seats. It reminds me the Audi designs for the Audi RS models that they put on their vehicles. And people in the comments will say, dude, how you can compare Volkswagen and Audi? Well, it's the parent company. So they are using their designs across brands. So I'm very glad that Volkswagen is using the seats, similar seats or very nice looking seats for the Golf R. And I think they should move it down to the GTI. Eventually, probably in the future, they will use that. So all that being said, guys, look here, the Akrapovic system for the exhaust system is a quad tip and it looks gorgeous. And it has to sound even better. And that's what Akrapovic is famous for. And I believe that this is going to be a home run on the auto industry. And again, the new design of the badge of the R. So this has been it for today. This is atCams, and I will see you guys next time. Again, just comment, like, and share this video if you like it. And from now on, I'm going to start having in the next 4 weeks, I'm going to start having a contest that if you like and share this video and the video gets over 100 likes and over 10 shares, I'm going to pick one of the subscribers and I'm going to give a $50 gift card on Venmo. So anytime you guys download or share this video and like it and comment, you are in the draw for the $50 every 2 weeks for a video, from the video. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you soon. Bye.